let's look at the men's gold issue. What came about the collapse of the men's gold and why it was collapsed. Let's look at the investment. You will see that many who are investing in the men's gold saw it as a venture that when they invest more, will earn more because the returns was huge. And so everyone who was just investing, and it was popular because he was also signing artists, popular artists. There was adverts all over. Almost every household has their investment in there, because what is the sense in it that you have money at the bank and the returns is just some coins? This money might be big, but you see, the interest is just small. But when you invest in the men's gold, the returns are huge. And so most people were withdrawing from the banks, and investing in the men's gold. That was what was happening. And so the sitting president, which is Nana Akufo-Addo, saw it as something. There was fear because everybody was just investing in the men's gold. People were just withdrawing money. And so they saw it wise to collapse the men's gold. Else, he is coming to take all their customers. But look at what happened. The sitting president, Nana Akufo-Addo, he did not only collapse the men's gold, he collapsed the banks too as well. Because if Nana P. Mensah, whatever he was doing, the men's gold is what is going to cause other banks to collapse, and then he collapsed it, then why did he collapse the banks too as well? That is why, as an African, you have to start thinking for yourself and don't follow party. I belong to this party. If you want to show that you're a wise person, you don't have to be living your life this way. Because a wise person who saw it as, we call it wise, because you see that this man is taking all your clients, and so he's going to collapse the banks. And you collapse the men's gold, and you also collapse the banks too as well. Now look at what happened. There's never been in the history of Ghana where you see a sitting president saying the previous government has caused a financial loss to the states. You can put so many videos that the sitting president, President John Mahama, was talking about the previous government, how he has caused a financial loss to the states. But look at what is happening. We see that he's going after these persons that he's governing with. But he's not going after Nana Akufo-Addo, because he's supposed to be the one to be called to book. Because even before he became a president, John Mahama became president, there are some instances where he said when he becomes a president, he thinks certain laws has to be changed, because he could see from afar how Nana Akufo-Addo was abusing the power that he had as a sitting president. And in the state where things were difficult, he was showing Ghanaians how to be religious, because most Ghanaians are so religious to a point where they cannot see certain things for themselves. They are looking through the lens of religion. So you see, when things were difficult, you see him at the churches who was singing, Mikra tunyum se oye, oye, oye. You see him, and then you see the youth who are not also thinking. They will pick a short video of him dancing. Then you see Nana Akufo-Addo, Ado show boy. You see, then they will be posting this thing on social media. These are youth who are not thinking. They are also seeing through the lens. As some people are seeing through the lens of religion, some are also seeing through the lens of Ado show boy. And Ghanaians were suffering because when you collapse the banks, many has to sit home doing nothing. The banks were collapsed. And so it means that someone's father or mother has lost their job. And so what do you think will happen? This will have a toll on family. Some even passed out. He didn't only do that, he gave haircuts. He did not only do that, he dug a hole to show you that I'm whole, Ghanaians, for voting me in power. I'm whole. And then he dug a hole. This hole that he dug, he had the mindset to build a cathedral. You see, religion. But you people, you say you know God. He was showing Ghanaians pepper. And the pepper that he was showing Ghanaians at that time was not the green pepper. It was the red pepper. And you know that the red pepper is more hotter than the green pepper. That was what he was showing Ghanaians. And look at the money that he has to spend in digging that hole whilst things were difficult. It was not only that, tax everywhere, mobile money. The mobile money was that enough to a point where he has to stop the toll. He said, every car should come and pass free because the mobile money is enough for me. When people were even shouting the mobile money, they should reduce the tax, is when he said, okay, then now every car should come and pass free, no toll. So he was just playing with the minds of Ghanaians. So as a sitting president now, you say you are building the nation. I'm telling you that the bigger portion of the money is with Akufo-Addo, because he did not come and help Ghanaians. That was not his mindset. Because somebody who has a good mindset, when you see that Nana P. Mensah's men's gold everyone was investing in that. It's why you have to collapse it. Because that was the reason. Everyone was withdrawing and investing in there. It's why I think they have to collapse it. And so if it's that, why did he collapse other banks too as well? And look at this. Even the money that were used to collapse the banks was even more than to build it. So tell me from a higher perspective that this man has the mindset of building a nation. Simply not. But Ghanaians couldn't see these things. And so as a sitting president, that belongs to a religion. You don't let anybody tell you that it's the religion is why they voted for you. It was never the religion. Because of the pepper. The pepper was too much to a point where you hear Ghanaians saying, "Me MPP nipa, me MPP nipa, but the Akufo-Addo ayano. Hey, nipa." So he taught people the pepper he was showing Ghanaians made a lot of people's mind reset that they don't have to rely on the party. That was when they saw you as somebody who will come and build this nation. So it was never religion. Religion never did any magic. If you think it's religion, then it means you are not powerful. Because every leader who is coming in and they have the mindset of using a religion to become powerful, it's not powerful. I tell you. Every leader has to go beyond religion. If you want to be powerful, go beyond religion. That's where you can get so many ideas, because religion, from a higher perspective, is limiting. It's limiting. It's one with a system. So you have to go beyond the religion to find you, and then the things that you want to do, you do it. Because now citizens are becoming wiser. And so if, in this case, the president is going after these persons, then Akufo-Addo shouldn't be left out. Because he has the bigger portion of the money. He has generational money with him there. You know, the financial loss that he has caused to the states, that money is in his coffers. He has that money somewhere, hidden somewhere there. You should go, you should call this man. You should call him to book. This is how we build a nation. We build a nation by not holding on to our party. No, even the party where the sitting president is in, we see the founder do that. Even there were certain things that people said that this man did that they did not like. But for some reasons, they say, oh, at least there was discipline somewhere. There was discipline, because even if you belong to his party and you do something, you're not going to go scot-free. Everyone is being held accountable in the setting, when he was governing. And so religion is never the way. Because when things were difficult, before he dug that hole, we saw religious leaders. They couldn't tell this man that, no, things are difficult in the country, so we don't think this is the time for you to build the cathedral. But they supported it until Ghanaians were talking, and then you see these leaders, these religious leaders, running away, as if when this man called them, sat with them, they were not present in the beginning. You see why religion is never the way? So there are most things that most leaders in this country are yet to know. I tell you. So if you are a citizen, don't be blinded by party and religion. Go beyond these things and find you, my people. You see, because this is what religion will do. They'll make you feel like, belonging to this religion, is why you became president. But it's a lie. It's a lie. This is a 0.000 lie. Ghanaians were feeling pepper, the red pepper that Akufo-Addo showed Ghanaians. Is what reset many Ghanaians' mind. It's why they saw you as somebody who can build a nation. And so if you are going after these persons, Akufo-Addo shouldn't be left out. Just like Nana Mensah's case, that there was panic because he was taking all the customers. All banks were losing customers. So that has to be collapsed. He did not only do that, but also collapse the banks too as well. He never had any good mindset to govern this country. He just came in to squander the state money, keep some for his generation and the coming generation. That is what he came to do. Because even if most Ghanaians are thinking, if they really know who they were, like in the time where were debates, when they were having debate with the sitting president, when Akufo-Addo was having debate with the sitting president, you could see that one person is not thinking, but Ghanaians couldn't see. That is why they use Lumba. Mutumana Akufo-Addo, Mutumano, MPP. And then they use the lady's voice. He no sweet, then see Kukurudu. Then Ghanaians' mind all went to zero. How? Because you see the lady. Yebetwa koyenim nana Akufo-Addo anepe. How? Then Ghanaians' mind all losing. The boat in most Ghanaians' mind losing to 0, 0, 0, 0. And then they say, Yebetwa Akufo-Addo. Akufo-Addo yebetwa mandodo osuno kesiye. You see? So look at the ear Look at the ear of the elephant. That is why I'm telling you that in this universe, there are so many things that are teaching people, but people cannot see because people are into teachings that are not making them see things from a different perspective, my people. Look at the ear of the elephant. See how big it is. So if a leader emerges in such party and they are talking and they are not listening, what do you think that is? I'm asking you, what do you think that is? Most Ghanaians are not thinking. Because you people are into teachings that are keeping you away from you. When you know who you are as a person, you begin to see these leaders for who they are and not what they are posing as they are. No matter how they create buzz around them, you can see them. I tell you, you can see them for who they are, not what they are posing as. My people, thinking, know who you are is the secret to knowing the other persons. You see, as I'm talking, what is making you hear what I say? That is God. That is what you should know. That is what you should know. If you are doing external things and doing, oh, hallelujah, I know God. That is not it all. Because the universe will show you signs. If you are doing that, you will be doing these external things and thinking that, you are worshiping. But the universe will show you signs and you wouldn't see. That is how it is, my people. That is why when most leaders come in, have this buzz around them, then most citizens cannot see them for who they are. Why? Because even after watching these telenovelas, that does not even make the Ghanaian increase in awareness. They are also into beliefs that are not even making them increase in awareness also. Then somebody will come and say, oh, this person, this leader is this. They say he has money and they enter money. Then all they need is a musician who can sing well. That is all. When the song is nice, that is it. Go to certain communities, they go and do 1-2 project there. Then the Ghanaian mind has reset to zero. You see, because the woman at home does not even know what is happening. All they are watching is Lagata. They are into Lagata and these telenovelas. You see, that is what they are into. And so when somebody tells them this, or when it's election time and they come and share 1-2 things, then they will go and vote. And then when things become difficult, then they are calling on God. Eradi. You see, it's not about the radio. Ghanaians, these are all teachings. Because if it is prayer, my people, Ghanaians, if it is prayer, Africa should be number one in this continent. I tell you, it's because we know God. Is that also? Africans know God than any continent, every race in this world. But look at the continent. What do you think that is? It's not a prayer plenty. It is something that you have to know. When you know that thing, you become powerful. You can see things that many will never see till the day they die. I tell you, you will notice a whole lot of things that a lot of people are not aware of. So it's not the shouting plenty. That is what convinces the African. When they see the leader, that is when you see a leader, they can be speaking against certain things, but when they want power, things that they are talking against, they don't talk against that again because now they want power. From a higher perspective, this leader is not powerful. Even yet to know who they are. When you begin to know who you are, you can see leaders. That is why I'm telling you that at this point in time, Akufo-Addo, he should be held accountable. Record has to be set because we are building the nation. It's not about holding on to your party. It's about your integrity. It's about what you said that you will do. You will do. That is it. Because already the educational system for which is given to us by another system, and they are seeing to it that we use it, that system, they know that these things are not things that is to help the citizens. But that is what, if you are using it, they rank you with. You are first in Africa, you are this. But when you come there, you still have to school. They know it's a bomb. So when you come there, before you take plane and come there, it has bombed. Explosion. So you have to, go through that system again so you can be refined. They say, my people, think. Fighting the system is not giddy. It's not day. I tell you people, when you know who you are, it's a mind game. And they have a way of doing these things for which you don't know because most Africans are into teachings that cannot make them know. When they say if you want to do this, know who you are to understand the system. This is what you should do. They say, then you will never know. Even this white, there are a lot of things that they themselves, they are yet to know. They don't know the system that they are making sure that Africans live by was given to them by their ancestor. So they are just guarding it, making sure you live by it. That is why when sometimes you see in videos where people are interviewing these whites and then they ask them how many countries are in Africa, then they are surprised. They think Africa is a country. for which is, when they tell them Africa has over 52 countries, then they are surprised. They are like, what? Yes, the people who have demarcated this country, for which they call it continent, the people who have demarcated it and say this is this border and so and so and so, didn't educate. They haven't enlightened their people about the things that they've done in Africa. And so their own people don't even know anything about Africa that much. They don't know that Africa has over 52 countries. They don't know. They've given a wrong information about Africa to them. That is why when they see Africans, they see them as, persons who don't even think. You see, that is how they see Africans. If they become enlightened and know that the things that we see in Africa, the system that Africans are living by, is given to them by their ancestors, and they are making sure we live by, you will see most people, most white, will begin to speak against these things. They know. I tell you, my people, that is why I'm telling you that don't be afraid. Go beyond your fears and find you, my people. There's nothing to fear in this continent because you are God. Go beyond your fears. When you go beyond these fears, that is where you can see things clearly, because most people call themselves leaders, but they are seen through the lens of snow. They are in Africa, but all they see is snow. They cannot see clearly because of the teachings they are in. And then they have somebody who is, oh, please, let's wake up and let's do this for the country Ghana. All these things are, it's limiting, my people, because the people who have given you this system, they are not doing that, but they are progressing. Do we have a white God and then a black God? The nyami bakupe no, which of the nyami does the whites worship and which of the nyami does the blacks worship? Begin to ask yourself these questions. And if these persons are not doing these things and are giving you system that you who are a worshipper of God, you who said you know God, are still doing these things, then there's something that you are yet to know, my people. That is why the whites, they will come to Africa, the shrine, the places that you said you shouldn't go, they will go there. The sikakoko that you use as an idol, they will go and pick it, put it in the plane and go. You see, the gold that they can use for ornament, you are using it as a god and you are worshipping it. You have poured blood on it. You will go there, because if most black persons go there, something will happen to them, just as how they say it. Why? Because they believe that, my people. It's all about belief system. What system are you now? You are beyond. So that is why when most black people go there, because you understand, it is belief system. But the white person will go there and nothing will happen. The white person will go there with their troops, soldiers. They will go and take all these ornaments, idol things and sikakoko and things that you are using for musumnia. They will take it away, because that is what you believe. They don't believe that. They have a different mindset. So it's all about fear. When you go beyond these fears, it's when you will find you. When you are doing beye, every day you will find something to pray against for the beye to go. It's not about beye. Go beyond these teachings to find you. When you are under the beye home, it's just like as a teacher, you come to class and the topic is beye home. You see, witchcraft. Under the witchcraft, there are so many things that you are going to list, you are going to talk about. And so everything that you are going to talk about, that is under it. That is how it is, my people. And so if you go to church, you go to certain places to go and pray against being home, every day you find reasons for the baby to also be coming. You see, that is how belief system works. So you have to go beyond it. When you change your belief system, then you will be a god over the baby. Because baby, all the spirits, baby is the small boy. I tell you, they are the small little children. And that is what most people go to church and pray against. So who are you? How can you feel powerful? You can never feel powerful, because you always be under that. So finding yourself has to do with going beyond these things, my people. That is why Africa is this way. When you go beyond these teachings, then now you are ready to know the energy within. That is why I'm saying they have to go after Akufo-Addo when things were difficult. He was showing you people how to be religious. Oye, mikra, tunyum, se oye. You see, he was showing you that he knows God. And then you see the church where he goes to, everybody is happy. President Nabayo, you see, the president is in and he's dancing and singing with us, and we are all praising the Lord. You see, we are all praising the Lord. These are all mind games. These people, they know, the leaders who understand the systems that way, and they know how the citizens think, This is how they do their things. They sit down. No matter she Juma no. You see, because they already know how the majority think. So the leader that you see that I'll do these things for this country, I'll make sure I do that. Before you see them on the platform, they have their people that they sit down, and plan everything, how they will act on stage and how they should also be. As that leader is doing these things, then you have floor members also there will be polluting people's mind against their opponents. That is what they do. When you can even see this leader, he can do something. But when you see how this person is making loud noise, they say, let's vote for this person. At least, we quite was using Lumba. Lumba they say, let's vote for Akufo-Addo. Lumba pa, that is what happened. And that is what is happening in Nigeria. Nigerians are loud everywhere. But look at them. Look at their sitting president. This sitting president who cannot even hold the flag for 2 minutes. And when Nigerians are there, then they are shouting, we are the giant, we are the giant. This is what the giant voted for. And now the giant has to be running from their own country. My people, think. How you think is how you can see the system. It's not about shouting, because what is the sense in the shouting if you don't know? If you can't see the system for what is, my people, know who you are.